Hello and welcome to this Facebook Live session, and I am wearing a scarf because I've got a bad neck, so I can't turn that way, but hopefully I'll be able to deliver this and ensure that you walk away with some real strategies or you really just a change in mindset about how you're running your business. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Janice B Gordon, aka the Problem Solver. In these live trainings, I really help to distill a lot of the myths and explain and really make it the tools and processes that you can use in your business really simple. Because after all, if you do not get it, you're not going to use it. I have used these very same strategies in the businesses that I've worked with in the past. One business in particular, I helped them to grow their revenues by 6 million in less than a year. So the impact that these strategies can have in your business is absolutely enormous. So it's really important that you go back and look at some of the Facebook Lives. I also put it on YouTube, and I also post it on my blog, The Problem-Solver, on Mondays as well. So you can really go back and get all of the insights and lessons around how to make agile processes work for you in your business. Sorry about this, my neck really hurts today. So let's talk about how agile processes will really sprint your productivity so that you can gain more customers, you can keep your customers happy, and you can really build your business. Because as you know, without customers, you don't have a business, and you've really got to keep, your most valued customers happy and keep growing your business. But also, the real benefit of having agile in your business is that it saves you money. And I'm going to explain how that happens. So, overthinking is really the antithesis of, can't say that word, antithesis of agile. And agile strives to prevent procrastination, and this is a waste of energy and a waste of time. And I don't know if you know that 20%, according to kind of research in agile and project management, and any task you do is a project, really, a process, a program. 20% of the effort is productive, which means that 80% of the effort of all of the activities you do in the business is a waste of effort. It's a waste of time, and if it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. So think about in your business or the businesses that you've worked in the past, and certainly with large organisations that I've worked with. The amount of times in meetings, even senior management meetings, where I've just thought, oh, please, I'm losing the will to live, the amount of wasted time. Waste of time is waste of money. So if you can make a lot of your meetings, everything you do is about collaboration, and that collaboration often occurs in the meeting format. But if you can make your meetings more efficient, and your decision making more efficient, then you can get things and process a lot quicker. And Agile really helps you with this. So, I want to show you how this can really benefit your customers. If your business operations are working efficiently, if they're able to actually identify the right things, blocks in your business are preventing your customer from doing more business with you, then the customer, if you're able to quickly identify them and remove them, then your customer is going to be able to do even more business with you. So this is why it's really, really important. Agility in business, in the business context, is as much about the mindset as it is about the culture and, of course, your operational processes as well. Agile encourages companies to really get their customers to work with them. So it really understands that customers are the best innovators and creators, and also they really want to identify the things that are most important to their customers, and so they need their customers involved in part of that process. So it's really getting them to those two elements to collaborate and creating the processes that allow them to collaborate and then make decisions and make changes really quickly in their business. And there's particular strategies that businesses use within agile operations in order to quicken, speed up the decision making and the process and the whole kind of culture of the company. And companies that follow agile operations, you know, they function to work simultaneously on their projects. And so you will have different teams working on different aspects of the project to resolve, to create whatever that project may be. And this is contrary to the traditional, when I did project management, you know, and Gantt charts and all of that, it was all about, you know, the waterfall method. So where, you know, a task moves from department to department, and the one department has to finish that particular task and it moves on to another department. Very rarely do you have, you know, many years ago, would you see project management and have this cascade of different, many different tasks going on simultaneously. Agile operations is all about that, and this is why communication is absolutely key. So it means that you can really shorten the length of your creation, of your change, of any kind of cultural change. You can shorten the length of it by organising it, your operations and your people. Remember, those two have to work in alignment, by organising them so the change is happening simultaneously, and it's all about communication, those two things working together. But there are particular tools that companies use in agile operations in order to enable them to create those real shortcuts and simultaneous developments. And some of those tools are things like iteration or lean, XP, continuous integration, Scrum, you may have heard that word. But also, I'm going to be talking about one in particular, sprints. These tactics successfully enable you to create agile operations. So that's why they've come about and they've been created. So according to agilemethodology.org, agile approaches have teams or help teams to respond to unpredictability. I can't talk today. My neck is stopping my brain from working. Agile approaches help teams to respond to unpredictability through incremental, iterative work cascades. So they respond to unpredictability through incremental, iterative work cascades, right? So this is the simulated processes that are happening all at the same time, and this is known as a sprint. So let me explain a little bit more about a sprint, because that was a bit of kind of gobbledygook before. You know, companies do like to create their own ways of describing things, and it is a bit gobbledygook, but I've seen this one quite often. That's why I've very badly reiterated it to you. So let me explain what a sprint is. A sprint is a gathering, a team of people, and it's usually a very small team. The most essential people need to be on that team, and that's it. And it's to iron out all of the procrastination. So you've got to select your team really carefully. And they are in a standing huddle to ensure that the meetings are brief and concise, and they have a particular objective for that meeting. And it's very similar to, I think it's Facebook. Facebook have walking meetings to foster collaboration. And I can just imagine in a Facebook building that, you know, they start with an idea and they walk around the building picking up the people that might be able to answer the question, and then they drop off once they answer the question, and this thing keeps moving continually around, you know, kind of like trying to kind of work out answers to or problems. I don't know, maybe just my mind, but that's the way I'm thinking about it, these kind of walking meetings. But anyway, sprints don't mean you have to keep going around the building picking up people, but they are a concise group of people. The project may have many sprints, and the velocity is about the amount of work that is accomplished within a particular sprint. and the department will be committed to a specific objective within the project. So a sprint has a particular objective within a larger project, and there may be several sprints and they're all happening simultaneously. A sprint is inflexible. It has to be inflexible. The objective has to be inflexible. Otherwise, the project will not meet its overall objective. It will not meet its goal. So although you've got small teams, you've got sprints, you've got inflexible objectives, and so it seems flexible, but it isn't that flexible. It's really around the structure, the organisation of how you put these. If you think like little nuggets of work, and they're all happening at the same time. So that's really explains what a sprint is. So if you can think, if I like to kind of imagine things visually, but if you can think of a particular project that springs up because there's a blockage in some operations and customers are not getting, or you recognise there's lots of complaints coming through about a particular thing, then that will automatically identify key people related to that particular problem issue, and they will create a sprint, have an objective to resolve that issue within a certain period of time, and they'll go all out to do that. So it may remove them from their day-to-day job in order to remove this blockage. So there's often these kind of traffic light systems that bring these sprints into place. But the mindset and the culture is that this thing comes alive, it isn't planned, it's completely unplanned, because there are blockages, there are the things that prevent your customer from having a great experience, and it's happening all the time in your business. And that's why it starts with the mindset first of all, and then the culture has to be in place, and really understand what the Agile is all about, or the process you use to create Agile operations, whether it's sprints, whether it's scrums, whatever it may be. It's important that you understand that, but also the organisation also understands it within their culture, and become alive when these things happen. And what's great about it, what I have seen happen in organisations, is that this really tests people, and people like to be tested. They like to use the knowledge and the experience. They like to be stretched. So often in a kind of a job description, a job spec, and day to day, it just doesn't really change. But if you're on a sprint team, and if certain scenarios happen, your sprint comes to life, and you may work across functions, then that really creates a culture of a change culture, but a culture that is very much focused on resolving issues, very much focused on, that you're not limited by your job description. And so it creates a very different culture. And that's why operations and processes have to be aligned. But it's brilliant to do, because it can actually revitalise an organisation by actually implementing Agile operations into the way your business, processes, whatever it may be, a service, a product, just generally changing your culture. So the important thing is, that's internal. How does this help your customer? Why would you bother doing this? There's several different methodologies to actually doing it, but why would you even bother? Customers that have a better experience move more efficiently through their customer journey. Now, we know that. But the thing is, there's blockages. There are things that are bottlenecks that are preventing your customers from journeying through. And once that happens, there's a lot of customers that you lose, and lots that kick out. The problem is, if you're going through a waterfall method, you often wait until it's bad enough before you actually start to make changes to your process, because it's pretty fixed once you've created it. In an Agile environment, nothing is fixed. It's all up for discussion. So you actually may have a process in place, but part of creating that process is that it's an agile process, so it's meant to change. It's iterative. It's, you design it in order to change. So you're constantly testing through and getting feedback of what's working. And because you have scrums in place or sprints in place along that journey, then you're able to resolve those issues more efficiently. If you're able to resolve those issues more efficiently, your customers have a better experience. When a blockage does present itself, it's removed very quickly. So people that are coming behind do not experience it. So the speed that you're able to resolve these bottlenecks, the speed that you're able to identify these bottlenecks means that your customers, there may be less customers that experience it, and more customers can flow through with their journey. That means you get more business, and because you're able to do it more efficiently, because you created an agile operation, then it only takes you 20% of the time to resolve the issue, which saves you money anyway. So not only are you not losing customers, you're saving money in resolving the issue quickly, because you have this sprints or scrums in actual place that are there to do that very job. And so it's really important to recognise that bottlenecks impede the progress of customers, and they stop customers from journeying through, and they create poor experiences for the customers. Often companies, when I talk about customer experience or how you operate, often customers talk to me about customer service, and it's like, I'm not talking about customer service, because you should not need a customer service department if your operations are working more efficiently, because you're constantly getting feedback, and you're constantly iterating the process so that it's evolving all the time, so that you're ironing out all your blocks. Then you don't need a massive customer service department. Companies have spent millions and millions on customer service. You're getting me on my soapbox now, but they've spent millions on customer service. Well, actually, they should have spent that money in the way that they operate their business, the way that they've created their culture, the way that they've aligned their people with their processes, because that will iron out and resolve a lot of those issues as and when they happen. So it's really about organisations, businesses, companies. Really, it's about mindset. It's about thinking about how you can structure your whole organisation so it can have this cascading effect, rather than the waterfall where it just moves from one to the other and takes a lot of time and wastes a lot of money. So if you have a more efficient organisation and that's able to pick up on the problems that your customers and work with your customers and have your customers that core to your business, then you have less of a need to spend money on customer service departments and personnel, because you're constantly picking up and anticipate. You're really proactive. That you don't really need at the front end, because it's happening within your organisation all the time. So bottlenecks that are impeding progress are fixed, and customers are managed more efficiently through an agile operation, so that they become they have a better experience, and they are your most valued customers, and they remain with you, and they talk about your business, and you grow your business. That's how it works. That's exactly how we want it to work. Agile allows operations to really build success journeys, And I've talked about customer experience previously, and how customer experience is about understanding or designing what is the best experience that you can provide your customer, given your limitations, which is you've only got so many customers and so many employees, you've only got, your operational process is only so big. So you look at your optimum, then you look at what is the optimum experience that you can provide your customer. But having an agile process means that you're more efficient at resolving issues. That's what it does. So it creates a successful journey all the time for your customer. The experience your customer has of your business is better, and it ensures that the adoption is happening in the most seamless and efficient way, so that your customers keep coming back to you for more and talk more positively about the experience that they had with your business. Aligning your operations to deliver the best customer experience is really understanding that agile operations, with your people working with your processes in alignment, enables you to make those shortcuts through agile processes by having scrums to simultaneously resolve issues. So it's really about understanding why you're doing it. You're doing it for your customers, but also it enables you to save money, save time and save money. The ability to observe and fix these bottlenecks that really block your customer's journey, and so that the experience that they have with your business is absolutely critical. It's critical to maintaining your customers and also building your customers and really building your relationships. It improves the operations in accordance with your customers' wants and needs, to ensure they have the best experience. And this has got to be the biggest asset in your business. It certainly gives you a competitive advantage by having agile operations. So agile fundamentally is about the mindset first, and then about the culture, the people in your business, and that will impact on your processes. Agile is about using the strategies that are already created for you, whether it's Scrum, whether it's Sprint, in order to find the best solutions in the fastest way. So you're using that 20% and not wasting the 80%, which means that your business is working more efficiently and it saves you money. Great, it saves you money, but if it's building your customer's relationship, it's maintaining great experiences, and your customers are then able to enjoy their journeys more and do more business with you, then it's working. That's what we want. It's working for your business. So then my question to you is to really think about how you can use some of these strategies within your business, whether it's iteration, continuous integration, Scrum or Sprint, whatever that may be within your business. And I've spoken to smaller businesses and spoken to the way that they operate, and they think kind of walking meetings, it's ridiculous. But actually, we now, in working, I do often work at my computer standing, and it does. Those little things where you think it's ridiculous, it's not going to make a difference, it does. It makes an absolute difference in your business. So you really need to adopt these things, and often they're simple things. We're so used to sitting at a desk at a computer, so used to those things, but it's inefficient. And just by changing one or two things can change a massive amount of your business and your culture. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about the way you do things. I want you to think about how you can improve the way you do things, how you can create more productive organisation, and what are the things that you need to do. You may not think Agile is for you, but whatever it is, I really want you to think about the point of your business and your customers, how you can make the best experience. And all of the live training that I've done before you can pick up any one of those trainings and to look at ways of you changing the way that you do business to create a better environment, not only for your employees, but make it easier for you to grow your business and your operation, but also, most importantly, to value your customers so that they are the core to your business. And this is really what a customer-centric business operation is, and this is what I'm been talking about, the theme of my live training. So I hope you found that useful. So my question to you is, are you an agile business? What can you do in your business to create agility, flexibility and inflexibility for you to ensure that you're focused on the 20%, the productive aspect of your business, so that you can get rid of the 80% that is unproductive, that's wasting time, that's costing you money. How you can ensure that you're proactive at getting feedback from your customers, and then what is the mechanism in your business? What is the mechanism in your business to ensure that you are resolving those issues quickly? Is it a scrum? Is it a sprint? Whatever it may be, that, you know, there's teams of people that will come into play when certain issues present themselves, as they will, because you're looking out for them all the time in your business, because you are customer centric and because you have an agile operation. Thank you so much for listening to me. Hopefully by next week my neck gets better. Actually, I quite like this colour. Lovely talking to you. Thank you for joining me on this training. I'll see you next week. I think I'm talking about problem solving methods. I've got 3D problem solving method, but there's lots of others, so I'm going to present some to you. So it's really how you resolve problems within your business. So join me 1 o'clock next week for that. Have a great day, great week. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.